Okay, well, welcome. It's going to be a 40-minute class today. Try to keep track of the time. And let's see, we did not do this live. It's just me today, and no one is out there. So I'm going to go through a 40-minute class and just appreciating feedback from the experiments of what you see. I think I've got the setup well enough. There won't be any music due to licensing issues, and let's see, what else was I going to say? I think that's it. So I'm just going to get started. Hopefully you found a place for your mat. Maybe you have some props nearby. We really won't need any, I don't think, for this class. So let's just come and sit tall and just do a short settle and centering. So coming to your seat, shoulder blades softening, close your eyes. Let's take 3 good deep breaths. So a nice good breath in through the nose. And we can exhale it through the mouth. And we can take another breath in through the nose. And exhale it out. And this last breath, we'll inhale through the nose. And we'll exhale through the nose. And let yourself settle and center. Feel that breath just expanding and releasing. Settling into your center. Taking all of the practice that you have had before and just knowing that you can do it in a shorter span of time. You can drop into that space. And technically, you can live in that space of being centered. You may not always do that, certainly, in the worldly world, but we can experience that as much as we can in our life through practice. And we can experience it, like I said, instantaneously. Where we can almost at the same time settle and center the physical body. We can settle ourselves with the senses. We can settle ourselves with the sensations that we're feeling. And we can settle into breath. If that seems overwhelming to you, then take it piece by piece and just take a little bit shorter time with everything. Setting your intention for your practice. And let's begin by sharing an Om, taking that full breath in. Opening our eyes, taking our bow in our welcome. And thank you for joining a class, whether that's live or whether it is recorded. Thank you. So let's come on down for our warm-ups, our usual warm-up sequence. Guide us through it. So come down onto your backs. Knees up, feet flat to start, as we always do. And just allow that first layer, that release and letting go. As you're ready, go ahead and slide your legs down and out, 1 at a time, 2 at a time. Just notice what's happening in the back. That's what determines what legs you move and how many you move and when you move them. If there's tightness in the low back, you're going to squeeze the belly muscles in to release and let go. And then let those legs come down and out. Let's take our full body stretch. So arms will reach overhead. We'll press and lengthen. And we'll exhale and let it go. And we'll do a second stretch. Inhale into root and rise and release. Very valuable, that full body stretch. Let's go ahead into some cradling, bring the knee up and in. So again, as we can get adjusted to this setup here, we're also going to cut back on the warm-ups for this 40-minute practice. There won't be relaxation. We'll end with a closing meditation. So a short closing meditation. So the bulk of our practice will be the physical practice and the breath. So just really let the hip open up. Bring the knee back to center. We'll take the leg up and we'll get some in those little muscles. Always important to do those. Relaxing the foot. Bring that knee back in. Give it a little squeeze. Then we'll take the leg down and out. Then we'll take left knee in and up and we'll cradle it. And we'll bring the knee back to the center and we'll take this leg up. Again, small little muscles in the joints. And relaxing the foot. Bring the knee in, draw it in, give a little extra squeeze here, and then bring it back, let it slide down and out. Take a few moments for our knee circles, so we'll bring those knees up and into a few knee circles. And I know our side stretch really is good, but we won't take time for that today. We'll bring the feet back to the floor. We'll take the left arm overhead and we'll roll ourselves over and we'll slowly come up into our table. And we find that alignment for the legs and arms. Relax through the neck, shoulders, and abdomen. And we'll come into our cat stretch. And we'll come back to neutral table. We'll curl the toes under. We'll take it up into our walking down dog. You can get a little bit more out of your walking down dog than just stretching the backs of the legs. You can take the weight, you can start to shift your hips over to one side and come back into like almost like an off-sided downward dog. And you can go to the other side. You can also take your leg up for a little stretch. And stretch out through the hip there. Very helpful. Just whatever you do to one side, you really want to do it to the other side as well. Okay? And then we'll take those little steps up with the feet. Get them underneath you. Heart root, as we always do. We will continue heart root, drawing into the upper belly and the low belly through the legs and the feet, and stacking the spine, rolling it up, taking our time. Pausing once we are up. And feet are hips width apart. Our warm-up sun variation, we'll do a couple of these as well. And oops. Let's see. Oh. Getting used to all these new changes. All right. Warm up, son. Let's do a few rounds. Let's heart root into the upper belly, down, engaging through the pelvic floor, zipping up. Feel the feet press down and away. Allow yourself to get long on the inside. And let's inhale to reach out and rise up, pressing, lifting. And exhale, arms come out and hinge it over. Inhale, we'll come back up. We'll press and lift and lengthen. And exhale, come out and over. And inhale, root and lengthen and lift. And exhale, hands come back to the heart to observe and feel. And from here, we'll take it into our sun salutation. So we'll come to the front edge of your mat. Find your mountain, and finding that inner mountain. You know, that has been part of our practice. We've been taking classes for some time, the inner pose and the outer pose. So we're going to root down through that muscle energy, grounding, feeling whatever sense of lightness we can create and observe. And let's inhale to reach it out and up, press and lift. And exhale, arms out and over. Inhale, stepping back into running stretch, draw into the belly, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, stepping back into our down dog, drawing down into the belly, root to the hips, lift up and back. Inhale to our upper push-up. And exhale, knees to the floor, lower down for Sphinx. Forearms come underneath you. Root down as we always do. Lengthen yourself out. Roll the shoulder blades and lift the heart. Nice, good, deep breath. And breathe it in. And exhale, hands underneath. Push it up all the way to downward dog. We'll inhale, stepping up with right foot. And exhale, stepping up left. And inhale to reach and rise. Press and lift to the sky. And exhale, arms back out. Fold it back over. And inhale, stepping back, left foot. And exhale to the right. Inhaling, upper push-up. And exhale to lower and lift, upward facing dog. And exhale, back to down dog. Inhaling, left foot up. Exhale, right. And inhale to reach and rise. Straight or bent knees, come all the way up. Exhaling, hands to heart. And reminding yourself that you do what you can do 100%. If you need to pause, if you need to take step out of a pose or come out a little bit out of a pose, you make sure you do that. Let's go for a second round. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, fold it over. Inhale, right foot back, drawing into the belly, lengthening, maybe going a little deeper with your heart root, giving you a little more length. Exhale, stepping back, down dog. Inhale to upper push-up. And exhale, down and through. Again, you can go to Sphinx, or you can come to upward facing dog. Rooting, rolling, lifting. Inhale while you're here, and we'll exhale it back to downward dog. And inhale, stepping up, right foot. Exhale, left. And inhale to rise, reach, And last side, exhale out and over. And inhale, stepping back. Left foot. Exhale, right. Inhale, plank. And exhale, again, down and through. Inhale while you're here. And exhale, take it back to down dog. Inhale that left foot up. Exhaling right. And inhale to rise, press and lift. And exhaling hands again to the heart, to pause, breathe and feel. Notice where the weight is in your feet. If you need to readjust, resettle it between the heels and the balls of the feet. And release, relax. Give it a little shake out if you need to. Shake out through those hands. Sometimes wrists can get, a little tired here. So doing a little finger flowers or a little wrist shake is a nice little release. Okay, so this is what we've been doing this week. Are some poses that are supposed to help with immunity. But basically all yoga, if it's done in the right way, it's more about the pacing and slow, steady, kind of traditional approach to yoga. You're going to get immunity benefits. So, but these are poses that are supposedly a little more immunity building. So let's see. We're going to come into Utkatasana, standing squat, which is not the ultimate pose where we're going here. We're going to go into taking a squat with a twist. And twists really are good for the immune system. So we start there. So our feet and our hips width apart. We start with a little knee bend. I'll go sideways for you. All right. A little cleansing breath. Heart root, draw into the upper belly and the low belly. So zip up. Remember, it's that support in the front, that low abdomen that's going to support the back and allow that tailbone to drop and allow your back to get nice and long. And then we'll take those arms out and up, shoulder width or a little bit wider. Chin stays parallel to the floor, so we're not dropping down. We're keeping it parallel, so we're looking out and over. Inhale, draw that muscle energy in, lift and lengthen. And exhale, bend your knees a little bit into the squat. Almost like you're sliding down a wall. You've got a wall behind you and your back is on it. So we inhale to root and lift, and exhale, we just go straight down. That gets directly to the heart of the pose. Pressing down from the feet, engaging, legs are active, lifting out of the pelvis. Steady, even breath. Find that inner repose. Find that inner quiet place. Press down through the feet, slowly straighten the legs, lift and lengthen. And exhale, hands come down in front of the heart. Just take a pause. We're going to continue on. We're going to take this into the twisting part in this. So here, you're going to go a little bit deeper, perhaps in your bend. And certainly at the femur hip crease, we're going to have a little more of a fold in this, or a hinge right there at the femur hip crease. So obviously our knees aren't going to be able to go any further, and our knees and ankles won't get us any further, but we're going to be able to go further right up here. Okay, so that'll be the plan for this, and then I'll show you the options. Let's see, I'll turn around this way so that we do the right side together. All right, so start with a little knee bend. Heart root, draw muscle energy in, root it down, lift and lengthen. Hands, kind of fingertips or fingers can go right in the hip crease. And you can feel how tight or open it is in the hips. As you draw that muscle energy in, root down through those legs and lengthen. You're going to exhale to stay long. So those shoulder blades are staying on the back as you come out. So we're lengthening. We're not dropping down and caving in. We're rooting and rising, coming out and over. We're going to take that left hand, we're bringing it on the outside of the right leg. Right hand can go right in your back pocket. You can, again, I'm going to draw into the belly, engage those legs, press the hand or the arm into the knee, and we get that twist. All right, so you might be more like up here. That's fine. You might feel like, oh, I can get that elbow. You can get that elbow on the outside, then you can bring your hands together into the prayer position. And again, you're rooting and lengthening, drawing in and reaching. You got to watch out what's happening at the knees here. See, right now, my knees are nice and even, but sometimes it can get, you can start to do this thing where that knee, that left knee is kind of wigging out and it's not in alignment. So that's really key to observe that. So you can always just take down and look and see what your knees are doing. You can bring your feet together. Sorry, I should have had you do that in the first place. Draw those legs together. It's a little bit easier. Steady, even breath. And it's easy to kind of pitch forward too into the toes. So make sure that you find that balance point between your heels and the balls of the feet. Root down, and as you exhale, release your hands, untwist. Draw into the belly. You can slowly straighten your legs. And you can lengthen out and rise up. And breathe and feel. Now we're going to go to the other side. So, sorry, I should have had you bring the feet together. So, very close together, in one leg scenario. If that feels unbalanced, then you do the pose with the knees apart. But technically, if you can bring the mounds of the big toes together on the inside, keep the legs together, that's where we're going. So now we'll go to the other side. So if you've rearranged your feet, you can feel as you draw into the belly, and you root and lengthen, even with a little knee bend here, hands in the femur hip crease, rooting down, lifting up, and exhale again. We hinge it over. Feel the legs almost like they become one leg. And as you come out and over, you're going to take your right hand on the outside of the leg, left hand can go in the back pocket. Draw into that belly again, root down through your feet, press through your arm, scoop the belly up to the left, shoulder blades down and back as best as you can. And you can find out where you can hang, be with a pose. And then, if you can go lower, the lower is really just hinging and being able to hinge and twist. Be able to get the elbow on the outside, palms together, press down, and you lengthen. There's a lot of full body work here, and a good deep squeeze, and it is this sort of compactness that's what's helpful to the system overall, helpful to our immune system. Notice what's happening with that knee. My right knee likes to pop out. Got to keep pulling it back and grounding down properly. And good full deep breaths. Root down, again, release, straighten your legs, lengthen your spine as we come up. Observe and feel. And from here, we're going to come down to the floor. Let's see. We're going to do happy baby pose. It's another one that's allegedly good for the immune system. And it kind of just works the same way. It just works in the pelvic area. We come down onto our backs. And we're going to bend the knees and take the feet, soles of the feet up to the ceiling. Like this. You might need to shift and settle. Hand placement options. Bring your hands, your fingers to the outsides of your feet, like that. Or bring the index finger and middle finger, wrap them around your big toe and grasp the big toe like that. Or grab hold of your ankles or your shins or even behind the knees. A little bit harder the lower you go, but if it's easier to get here, then go here. All right. The knees are not going down into your chest. They're going just on the outside of your body. The idea is that the knees are going down towards the floor. That's the direction that they're going to go in here. So we root down into the belly, lengthen through the spine, and as you exhale, you just put a little bit of pressure on the feet, just a little bit. Oftentimes you don't need much for you to feel sensation. And good deep breaths. Try to be relaxed through your face, neck, and shoulders. Right, we always are working to strike that balance of strength and relaxation, strength and softness through the body. Steady breath in and out. You can take this, being stationary is of course where you get the deepening of the pose. You can gently rock from side to side. That can feel really nice to the kidneys and the low back. The other option you can do is you can take a leg out. This is not really part of the pose, but you can take a leg out to get a little stretch through your leg perhaps, and then go to the other one. But when you start getting like really wonky and creative and playful, then you're kind of moving into your mind again. So that's why you want to stay stationary with a pose or just those little minimal rocking. All right, and then we'll release the feet, bring the feet back to the floor. And we'll pause and relax there. Let's take a little twist here. So let's slide our legs down and out. And that might feel really, really good. If it doesn't, squeeze the belly muscles at the end. Take your right foot and place your right foot on or around about your left knee. Take your left hand on the outside of the knee. And as you exhale, just let that hand, just a little bit of that weight, kind of draw the knee over so you start to create a twist. And just move into it slowly. It's not about getting the knee to the floor. We want to try to keep our right shoulder blade on the floor. This is what gives us the full stretch on both sides. So you can breathe full and deep into the side ribs. You can turn your head gently to the right. With full deep breaths. And then we're going to release that, and you just push it up with your hand. Foot slides off and then down. And we do the other side. Left knee coming up, left foot coming up on the right knee. Right hand on the outside. And we'll exhale and we'll just guide that knee over. Root down into the belly. You can turn your head away. And full deep breaths. Relaxing eyes, cheeks, and jaw. So this is a nice combination of some action and some passivity. Just enough weight of your hand on your knee, and then you can breathe full and deep. And then we'll just gently give this knee a push, let it come upright, and we'll slide that leg down and out as well. Okay, and let's see, how are we doing here? We're going to bring our knees up and feet flat. Now I'm going to guide you through a sequence, just a partial inversion sequence. I'm not quite sure how far we'll get. We need time to close it off. So feet are hips width apart, comfortably close to the backs of the thighs. Make sure that pelvis feels settled. Shoulder blades feel settled. Big breath in and out to pause. Root down into the belly, upper belly, low belly. And just pelvic tilting. Just a few tilts. Just to feel that action in the very low back and the pelvis. And then root a little bit more, root down into your feet to start the lifting up and down. And then continue coming up a little higher, lowering down. Great. And then at some point, you'll be ready for your bridge. You can stay anywhere along in the pelvic lifting, pelvic tilting kind of thing. And if you're not ready for bridge, otherwise, you can come up to your full height. You're going to walk those shoulder blades underneath you, pressing, rooting down through those feet. Arm placement, you can do the elbow bending with the fingers straight up in the air. That really helps to lift. When I get a press down in, I get so much more of a lift in the upper half of my body. You can have your arms straight and interlaced. So that's what that looks like. You can have the arms straight and apart. A nice version is to have the thumbs up and the pinkies on the floor. And you can work that way. You can work with the palms up. The arms can be further out to the side too. If there's a lot of tension in that upper back and your body just doesn't open that way, arms out to the side. Find what is best for you to open up this upper half of the bridge. Full deep breaths. Observe and feel. And we're going to release and slowly come down. Use upper back to middle back to lower back. We'll pause. We'll come into a butterfly for a moment. Soles of the feet together. And just some nice, good deep breaths just to fully release the bridge. And let's see, we'll take a couple of minutes for inversion time. So if you have a block that you use, a prop that you use for a half shoulder stand, or you can come into full shoulder stand, you can go to legs up the wall. I don't know if I have time to do all the variations. So if you know the variations that you want, you go ahead. I'm just going to give directions for the half shoulder stand itself. So the knees are up, arms are on the floor. You drop the knees away from you as you inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to draw your belly muscles in and your knees in, and to take your butt up in the air. It's a little running start. And you're going to get those hands underneath you. Then you want to stay small. You want to keep the knees bent as you draw those elbows in underneath you. That just gives you more control. You drop the weight into the hands and you extend the legs up. And then you have to root and lengthen. And then everyone's at a different place with this. If this doesn't feel good, you want to bring yourself down and maybe use a prop. I'm kind of coming out of it just because I don't do it really so much anymore for my neck, but I do the supported version with just the leg extending. So you come into the pose that you know you can do comfortably and honor your body with, using just enough root and rise depending on the pose that you're doing, so that you gain the benefit. And steady, even breath. All right, and then we're going to bend the knees and slowly bring ourselves out of this. You have the prop underneath you. You release the prop. We make our way into reclined butterfly, soles of the feet together. We're going to reach the arms overhead and stretch and lengthen. And on the exhale, you can bring those knees up and into the chest, arms around, draw into the belly, forehead up to those knees, if that feels okay. Very gently place the head back down, feet back to the floor. And I'm going to finish us out. So you take your right arm overhead. It's going to be my left arm, but you can take your right arm, roll all the way over. You can lay on your side if you want to during the closing meditation. I'm going to slowly bring myself up. And again, we're trying to just get used to this time frame, see if it works. And not quite sure when I'll be cut out here. So I think I've got 4 minutes or so, 3 or 4 minutes. So let's sit tall, root down and lengthen, close the eyes. Drop right into Ujjayi breath if you know it, or steady, even breath in and out. You've got some music nearby you. You want some music or some Om? Have that going on for you. As you inhale, repeating to yourself, this breath is breathing in. And as you exhale, this breath is breathing out. And if your mind wandered off, let's come back to the breath. Short meditation today. Let's take a moment to set an intention for the rest of your day or your evening, wherever you're at with this. Not live, watching it later on. Using this time just to be clear with how you choose to move and be in the next 24 hours. You can hopefully hear the singing bell. Let your intention go with it. Let it go. And let's close with an Om, taking a full breath in. Taking our bow in gratitude. Namaste. Namaste to you all. Have a wonderful day or evening.